Hey, how's it going? You guys are going to be doing some peer editing of your notes. So here's what I want to make sure you guys do when you peer edit notes in your group. And if you are not peer editing with somebody in your group, you can get somebody else to peer edit your notes. Another student. I prefer to have two students edit the notes. So you're going to need to have two people look at your notes. If you're in a group of three, then you are going to look at the other two people's notes for them. If you're in a group of two, you're going to peer edit your partners and find someone else. If you are in a group by yourself, you're going to reach out and find two other people that you can peer edit their notes for. So, what are we looking for? Well, instead of filling out a sheet this time, we're going to make notes right on the note sheet itself. So, if you're going through this and you notice they don't have a URL, something's missing, you're going to want to make a note of that and say, say you are missing a source. And then, of course, hit the comment button so that it stays. But let them know if they're missing something. Okay? Simple enough. Also, take a look and make sure they have good vetting. Just the word trusted or just new or easy, those are not good things to say. I need you to literally tell me why you picked the source. So, again, you can go over here and highlight this and then go over here and put add and say, you need to explain your vetting choice. Okay, explain it. Don't just say good. You have to explain why. Remember, if you're working with another person, these notes are basically part of your project. So you need to make sure they're doing their job so that you guys get all the points you're supposed to get. If I'm working with somebody and their notes aren't that good, it's not going to help me. So I'm going to need to make sure that my partner is getting good comments. I want you to take a look at their notes. So the first question, again, this is the civil rights one that we've done before. What was the civil rights movement? Okay, I'm going to go through and make sure up here they explain in their notes what the civil rights movement was. If they don't explain that in their what, and it's a what question, I'd come over here and say, your what notes are lacking detail. Go, let them know though, tell them. And then when I come down here and I read the summary, the question once again, what was the civil rights movement? This summary needs to answer that. They need to have a what. They need to have a why. And they need to have a how. They need to have a what, a why, and a how on all of their answers in their summaries. If your partners do not, you need to get after them. So I'm going to read this. The American Civil Rights Movement was a mass protest movement against racial segregation and discrimination in the southern United States that came to national prominence during the 1950s. Now, that answers what the civil rights was. Okay, awesome. Here's the why. Here's the why they needed civil rights. Okay, so again, my why is here. The Civil War had officially ended slavery, but it didn't end discrimination against Black people. They continued to endure the devastating effects of racism, especially in the South. By the mid 20th century, Black Americans had had more than enough prejudice and violence against them. And then here is the how. How did they do it? Most of the white Southerners would not give them equal rights. So African Americans, along with many white Americans, mobilized and began an unprecedented fight for equality that spanned 2 decades. So once again, notice I have a what, I have a why, and I have a how. If your partner doesn't have that in their summary, you need to tell them you are missing your how. You need to make sure because whatever they get on this is going to affect you. You don't want to have a partner that doesn't know what they're talking about. So you need to make sure that you get after them and keep them, take them to task. And if you are doing somebody else's paper that is not in your group, somebody else's notes, you need to get after them as well and make sure that you're making them do the best they can. Okay. So you're doing the same thing down here. I'm going to read this. Was civil disobedience important in the civil rights movement? Again, I'm going to go over the notes. I'm going to check and make sure, of course, they have two sources at least. I'm going to check and make sure that they have good vetting. I'm going to check and make sure that they have good notes. Oh, by the way, once again, it's a why question, right? Why question. So I'm going to jump down here and make sure their why makes sense. This better explain to me why civil disobedience was so important. And then, of course, down here, this better answer the question. I need to make sure the why, because it starts with the why. I start with the why part of my notes. Then I'm going to go ahead and jump right into my what, and then I'm going to finish with my how. So notice once again, I have a why, what, how, but all three are there. They need to be in the summary. If they're not, you need to let them know you are missing. So I'll do it right here. Let's just make this up and say, you are missing the why part of the notes. And also, does it answer the question? When you read the summary, does it actually answer why civil disobedience was important to the civil rights movement? Don't just read the words and go, I guess. You need to tell them. And actually, you know what? You misspelled this word. Let them know. I'm just making that part up. Make sure they know. Oh, you need to capitalize. You need to capitalize black because it starts a sentence, or you need to capitalize civil rights movement. You need to let people know that they need to work on this and make it right before they turn their notes in. Because I'm going to grade them. Okay. And once again, can they explain what it is they're writing? When I jump down here and I read the civil rights movement made a difference for Black people by racking up notable victories from dismantling Jim Crow segregation in the South, do they know what the word dismantling even means? Do they know what racking up notable victories is, or they just copy and paste it? Because if they don't know, they're going to be up there in front with you explaining it. And if they have no idea what they're talking about, it's not going to go well for your points for everybody. So you need to make sure your partner knows what it is they're talking about. And folks, if you don't know a word, I don't know what the word dismantling means. I would Google it and find another word to use instead of it. Find another word that you can put in there. Don't just copy paste and go, whatever, I guess. Figure it out. Remember, if you're working with a partner, it's also their score that helps you. And if you're working by yourself, you want to find people that are going to help you because you're up there by yourself and you want to get all your points and not make any mistakes. All right. This is what you need to do. This is how we are going to peer edit. And you are going to be getting notes from two people. So you should have a lot of notes along here to the side about what you need to fix. Okay, that's what we're doing. So make sure you take care of it. Do not turn your notes into the folder for CD notes. Do not turn them in until you've had two people go through and edit them and you fixed whatever you need to do. Okay? All right, thanks. Take care.